The morning of July 15th, 2025, dawned under a cloudy sky over the small town of Pedro Branca, in the countryside of Sao Paulo. Rafael Menezes, a 34-year-old writer searching for inspiration for his next novel, was driving his rented car along a winding road flanked by tall eucalyptus trees. Beside him, his girlfriend, Sofia, was flipping through a travel guide, trying to find something to break the monotony of the trip. "Look at this," she said, pointing to a black and white photo of an isolated Victorian house for sale, below market price. "Looks perfect for a retreat." Raphael gently hit the brakes. Intrigued, the house appeared in the guide as the Old Forest residence, a 19th-century building that had belonged to a mysterious family before being abandoned. "Let's check it out," he decided, taking a detour marked by a makeshift sign. "For sale. Contact Mr. Almeida." After 20 minutes, the house appeared among the trees, imposing despite its neglected state. Broken windows, peeling paint, and a garden overtaken by weeds gave it a melancholic air. But Raphael felt an immediate fascination. "It's like it's calling me," he murmured. The seller, an elderly man named Almeida, greeted them with a hesitant smile. "You're brave," he said, handing them the keys. "The house is cheap because nobody wants to stay. There are stories, but if you insist, it's yours." Raphael signed the papers without hesitation, ignoring Sophia's worried look. "We'll fix it up," he promised, dreaming of a quiet office to write in. The move was quick. Raphael and Sofia brought basic furniture: a bed, a work desk, and boxes of books. The house creaked with every step, as if protesting their presence. The ground floor housed a spacious living room, an old kitchen, and a bathroom, while the upper floor had 4 bedrooms, all empty except for cobwebs and dust. But one mystery remained. A door at the end of the second-floor hallway stayed locked, with no visible key. "Must be the last room," Raphael said, trying to force the doorknob. "We'll find the key later." On the first night, the silence in the house was almost deafening, broken only by the wind rustling the trees. Sofia fell asleep early, exhausted, but Raphael stayed up typing on his laptop. That's when he heard a soft click from the hallway. Curious, he got up and followed the sound to the locked door. The knob turned on its own, opening to reveal a small, dark room with blackened wooden walls and the smell of damp earth. In the center, a rocking chair moved slowly, even though there was no wind. "Sofia," he called, but there was no answer. The room seemed to pulse, and Raphael shut the door, heart pounding. In the days that followed, the signs multiplied. Sofia found wet footprints in the hallway, despite not having used any water recently. Raphael noticed his manuscripts, left on the desk, were being rearranged, with phrases crossed out and new words written in erratic handwriting. "Leave this place. Is this your idea of a joke?" she asked, irritated. Raphael denied it, but the tension between them grew. They decided to investigate the now unlocked last room. With a flashlight, they entered the space. The walls bore deep scratch marks, and the wooden floor groaned as if something was buried beneath. An old chest in the corner caught Sophia's eye. Inside, they found yellowed letters dated 1890, signed by someone named Honor Clara. Speaking of a kept secret and voices that won't stop. One letter ended abruptly. "He is here, in the room. I can't." Raphael kept the papers, intrigued, but Sofia insisted they leave. "Something's wrong here," she said, shivering, with an unexplained chill. That night, the sounds began. A low moan echoed from the last room, followed by rhythmic thumps like approaching footsteps. Determined to understand, Rafael set up a security camera pointed at the door. Reviewing the footage the next morning, he saw the rocking chair moving by itself and a vague shadow passing in front of the lens before the video froze. Curious, Rafael and Sofia went into town to ask about the house. At the small local library, an elderly librarian named Dona Cecilia recognized the description. The old forest residence belonged to the Albuquerque family. She began. Ana Clara was the youngest daughter, a quiet girl who disappeared. In 1892, they say she was locked in the last room by her father, a cruel man named Heiter, who believed she was possessed. He left her there for days, and when they opened the door, she was dead, but neighbors swore they still heard whispers coming from inside afterward. Sofia turned pale, and the father, she asked. Heiter went mad and hanged himself. In the attic, Cecilia replied, "The house has been abandoned ever since. Some say Ana Clara never left." Back at the house, the couple decided to confront the mystery. Rafael reopened the chest and found Heiter's diary, with notes about rituals to silence the spirits. One page featured a symbol drawn on the room's floor, which he recognized from the wood markings. Determined to solve the puzzle, Rafael drew the symbol with chalk. Following the diary's instructions, Sofia objected, but he insisted, "If it's a ritual, we might be able to free Ana Clara." At midnight, they lit candles and recited the words from the diary. The air grew heavy. The flames flickered. Suddenly, the temperature dropped, and a childlike voice echoed, "Why did you lock me up?" A ghostly figure appeared, a young girl in a torn dress, her eyes full of tears. "I'm Ana Clara," she said. "My father locked me here, thinking I was evil, but he brought something with him, a presence that won't let me go." Before they could react, the lights went out, and a second shadow appeared, darker, with glowing red eyes. "He's back," whispered Ana Clara, backing away. Rafael tried to erase the symbol, but the entity surged forward, throwing them against the wall. Sofia screamed, and Rafael grabbed the diary, tearing up the ritual pages. "We have to break the seal," he shouted. Together, they smudged the symbol with their feet, and the entity let out a deafening roar before dissipating. Ana Clara smiled weakly, dissolving into light. The room fell silent, the rocking chair still. The next morning, the house felt different, lighter, as if a weight had been lifted. Rafael and Sofia decided to stay, turning it into a writing retreat. But at night, sometimes, they heard a soft whisper, "Thank you." They knew Ana Clara was at peace, but the last room remained locked, a reminder of what had nearly consumed them.